Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Neil is really great at games, and none of his minions ever die because he's such a kind, caring,
The
compassionate
brewery runs right
overlord.
through the mountain. Guldo's stronghold must be on the other side.
Oh, I see exactly how this is gonna go horribly wrong.
No, no, nothing's ever going to go wrong. Come on. So remember, if he gets over to that ale, then he just,
Then it's
becomes
over.
invincible basically, and one hits everything. Same for any of the doors. So you gotta
Oh,
cut
so
them
we
off.
just wanna wait for them all to come over here.
That's kind of the thing is, you want to not get surrounded. But so I like this level's visuals, but it is a little lazy, you know.
Hmm.
But I think you definitely feel like yes, I am in a dwarven brewery tunnel, you know. Like it gets the ideas across,
Mm-hmm.
and I also really like
How
this
did
music.
the...
I found a new shield spell.
Oh, nice. But how did
This
that
elevator
thing get
must lead to the lower
killed?
levels where they keep the brewing equipment.
Sorry, I was listening to the awesome music.
Fight, beer, fight. Dwarves just have no class, Master. Make those cloddish oafs eat their own beards.
She's a racist. Actually,
Sanctuary
this
will give
game
you
is
a
full of
little
racism.
peace and quiet. She won't hurt enemies, but she will hold them back while you plan your next evil move.
I guess you have to open that another way.
Who will
Um,
hold the
so,
enemies?
the spell Sanctuary. Remember how I said that there's a lot of other spells, and some of them I should be using instead of just flamethrower constantly.
Mm-hmm. It's one of them.
Um, but so these are little levers that you can switch, and it turns off the flow of beer inside, and then they'll come out to fight you until they can get to the switch and turn it back on.
Ah, so that way they're not gonna be as dangerous. Oh no.
Well, no, it's just that they lock the doors basically,
Ah, okay.
and the only way to get them to open up is to cut off their supply of beer. And here is one of the three arms that I need to get, which, if you're doing this on the original Xbox 360 version, can just disappear if you save and quit right now, and then you'll never be able to progress. And you
Oh.
are 3/4 of the way through the game, 2/3 of the way through the game at this point. It's real great, real great.
Oh, so this is the moment.
Yep, this is this section right here is as far as I got before.
I hate these sorts of things. Like, and unless you complete this sort of thing, or if you leave this moment, you cannot complete the game. I know there's one Zelda-like game where there's actually the opposite thing. You don't even really leave the game so much so as you just save at a wrong save point. At a save point, not just like you don't save from the menu. There are specifically designated save points, but there is one which is just bugged, and if you save there, the doors leading to progression basically don't open anymore when you come
Fun.
back.
Fun. This is a little bit more torturous, in my opinion, because
Why would you think?
you won't know it disappear. One of them has disappeared, and you restart, and none of them are on there. So you keep going around and check, or it's not on there, and you keep going around and checking all the places where it could be,
Mm-hmm.
because this is a pretty big area. And then it takes a while to figure out that you're stuck, basically.
Yeah, you waste a lot of time where
Yes,
it's not really your error. And considering how accurate the minions are when it comes to bringing stuff over, you
Sure.
would just think, oh wait, he must have dropped it
got
somewhere
dropped
on
somewhere
the way.
along the way. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But no, but it's not an issue anymore. Yeah, the Steam port of the game does not have that problem,
Oh, that's good.
from what I've read anyway. I did not save and quit in this section, so
Too much of a
cannot
scar.
confirm. Yeah. At this point, I was like, I gotta just play to the end of the game. This session... No, just kidding. Also, you can see how fun the sweeping mechanic gets when they get spread out. But see, if I let him go... Oh, wait, no, he doesn't turn back now. Oh, I forgot. I need to go inside of there, that's right. Which isn't entirely intuitive, but...
What an ass.
And then from behind me. Because I think inside of there was the switch to turn off this one, but I couldn't see it, so I didn't know that
you
happened.
really can't.
But anyway, yeah, this has some very Peter and the Wolf style dum 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 style music, which I always like.
And they're dead. Oh,
Yeah.
that's why.
Fine. You know, it's minions. Who cares? I mean, that never happens to me. I don't know what you need
Oh,
to
my
go...
precious little pretties.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's
And
a
the
good
only
thing that
reason
you
to
got
go
rid
up
of them
here-
now before you
Right.
before you were taking down the barricade over here.
Right. So you could have gotten through this section without doing that necessarily. You could have skipped all of that stuff that I just did. But then you would have probably had to sack a few different waves of minions.
Oh no, what a tragedy. Good thing that didn't happen.
Good thing none of my minions died, because otherwise it'd look like a huge waste of time.
Good thing none of your minions died when you were trying to prevent their death.
Yep. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? Isn't it, I guess. But, yeah, I mean, it's a little samey, but I appreciate the visual style and the music down here.
Mhm.
So I liked it a lot. And it's less easy to get lost than in the forest, because they do this more in, like, here's section 1, here's section 2, whereas the forest is kind of like, there's this wide spread out thing, and you have to go from, like, where it's all interconnected, and you have to go from A to B, and then to C, and then back to A, you know.
And the rooms are decently different.
Right. But
I mean,
I guess my
obviously
point
they
was
reuse
that...
a lot of assets across them, but for example, this kind of section was nowhere before.
Mm-hmm. I guess my main point was just that I find this more interesting than the...
Well, interesting, and it's also because it's different around every corner, despite using a lot of the same assets, it's much easier to find your way and not get lost.
Yes, and also the only thing you do here is get those 4 things, which are it's a smaller area that you spread out over. So unlike the forest, where the entirety of the forest is, you know, connected to that central hub, and you've got, I guess you do have the goddess temple and the underground part, but it's also just the dwarf segment is smaller, just in general. Like, there's less time that you'd spend in this area, regardless.
Yeah.
So
by the way,
it doesn't wear on you as much.
what about the thieves' hideout? Do we already have it on the map?
I forget. No, it's in the next part, I think, where
Where you actually go there?
where my minions have gotten out of the goddess statue and are gonna unlock the teleport to there.
Ah. So it actually takes doing several missions in the meantime, or something?
No, I believe it's triggered by walking past a certain place, because when what happened was I walked past it, triggered the thing, had it happen once, then didn't save, quit, and came back, and when I walked past the exact same point in the level, it triggered the dialogue again. So I believe it's triggered by going past a certain area.
Well, okay. And this is the other thingamajig that you need.
Right. But also, I'm a super observant person who sniffs out secret areas and is great at this game. Oh, and hey, look! The brewery elevator is active. You know, I just realized it said 2 out of 2 that time. Maybe I think what might have happened was they got lazy and made it so that they just took out the bugged one. I think they might have just taken out the bugged arm for the turnstile.
I mean, there were two.
Right, but
And
if
you
I remember
already
correctly,
brought
originally there were
one
3.
beforehand.
If I remember correctly, there were 3 in the original that you needed to get. And I think only one of them was glitched, and I think they might have just removed the one that was glitched instead of, fixing the problem. But I don't mind it at all.
That's actually a better way of doing it. I remember, like when I was replaying Witcher, there were so many different things about it due to all of the bug fixes they did ever since I played it.
Mm-hmm.
And among other things, among many things, they simplified a certain side quest, which I remember was super annoying if you just accidentally did a certain thing, and they just removed a certain step in the whole process.
Yeah, I mean, if
And
you're gonna...
that way, like, you didn't lose progress. Or like you weren't gypped out of like finishing the side quest like you were in the original, unless you do a very, very specific thing.
So you can get into the brewery. Oh wait, no, this is this area. Anyway, but it's a better way of doing it because it saves them time, basically. It's more from the developer's standpoint.
Yeah.
And I don't mind it because in this case, because you didn't miss out on anything because there was one less,
Mm-hmm. And honestly, well, there are also some cases where that same thing is done in a very, very annoying way. Like, for example...
Wait. I think. Never mind. You don't need to wait. Go ahead.
That's the heart of the brewery, sire. If you don't want
Oh, yes. So here they give you a section where the dwarf rifleman. This is so based on Warcraft 3, this game. But anyway, the dwarf riflemen are up on the ledge, and there's no way to get up on the ledge, no way to reach them with anything. So you're just supposed to pilot individual minions skillfully, which you know how good I am at that.
Many of them will die.
And
but
there's
we have
also
78 tries. But now what I was gonna say is there is something similar they did in a Capcom RPG called Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter. The game overall is pretty horrible from my experience, but they made it even more horrible in the European version, because at least in the American release there was a bug that made it somewhat bearable.
Right.
Where you could basically double your entire experience due to a programming bug with the save system.
There you
So
go.
like with the save system, it essentially you have to do like a really, really complicated combination of hard save and quick save with something or other. So what they did for the European version, instead of fixing the bug, so you wouldn't be able to take advantage of it, they removed the ability to save outside of the save points.
Yeah, well, that's removing function. That's what I'm talking about. It's like they're not.
And
in this
save
case,
points and save points in that game are located good 1 to 2, over 1 hour away from each other.
Well, what are you, some sort of filthy casual who doesn't have an hour to play video games? Come on, Nico.
Also, you can only make 9 saves throughout the whole game.
You mean like separate save slots, or you mean like
No,
it only lets you
just
save
save
at
9 times throughout your entire playthrough. Because you have to use up items, and there's only 9 of them. I said it was a horrible game.
Yeah, this does not sound like a
And
good experience anyway.
like,
So of course it's your favorite game, and you've played it through 15 times. Yep.
no, I actually tried it today with my friend, and like I dreaded every single moment of it. It was a roguelike, like Baroque, but done in just the most hateful way.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of roguelikes in general, except for Rogue Legacy. But like, I don't like it. Oh no, they got their beer. It's not gonna be good.
This is gonna end badly.
Now I gotta run away until they're sober. It's basically we're playing Among the Sleep. That's a deep indie reference. Only true gamers will get that one.
I think I remember that one. Was that the one with the baby?
Yeah, you play the baby.
The beer kettle. Loot this, and you'll strike a decisive blow against the dwarves. They can't cope with sobriety. Return it to the tower, and your minions will get a permanent boost.
And they'll be all over my things with their drunken paws.
Yeah, but nobody cares.
Which minions will get permanent boost? All of them?
All minions.
Oh, nice. Yeah, for Last Stand, this is a little bit pathetic.
Yeah, this is a optional thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, remember how when I, like the door opened up when I finished the wheel? That went out the back. That's where we're actually supposed to go. I didn't realize it at the time because I'd never played past this point.
Mm-hmm. But no,
But
like for something as good as a permanent boost to stats of your minions, they weren't
Not
very
bad.
like that last line of defense wasn't particularly.
Fattener of slugs. Purger of the perverted paladin. Lord of lust and lechery. Appreciator of voluptuous assets. New god of the mumblers. Warrior of the watery ones. Rude awakener. Desecrator of the sacred grove. Ruler of the stealth army. Rescuer of the distressed damsel. Leader of the fire starters. Exploder of Melvin underbelly. Wielder of steel. Rescuer of the distressed damsel. Leader of the fire starters. Exploder of Melvin underbelly. Wielder of steel. Gluttonous Overlord. Savior of the Tower Heart. Peasant Punisher. Most wise master. Amasser of armies. Scion of darkness! Bully of jesters! I can't blame Sir William for his tastes. I knew a succubus once, Lord. Charming girl, charming. A little high maintenance, but you couldn't fault her enthusiasm. Fattener of slugs!